After watching the video, or I watched the TEDx video with Blum about mental illness, but I do agree that there needs to be more done about mental illness, especially when she made the analogy between toothache and depression. It was pretty striking. Like, both can cause so much pain, and both can hinder you so much, whether it be at work, school, or even just trying to live your own life. Yet, the reception that they receive is so vastly different. Um, Perhaps that's just because of one is more physical pain and one is mental, but I think a lot of it is due to more of a cultural issue. I myself am fortunate enough to not have dealt with any mental health issues or any severe mental health issues yet. The recent news from friends on social media, the news, etc., they continue to open my eyes on what is happening and what still needs to be done. We need to take it more seriously in a way that can benefit those that need the help and not scare them or shame them into thinking that they just aren't strong enough or something like that to push through their issues. This is where I think the double-edged sword of social media comes into play, or for others, it's more of a chicken and egg kind of question, where has these mental issues always been around, or has social media actually just increased the awareness around the issue? Personally, while I do think in the long run this is a question we should answer in terms of figuring out the root cause, I think right now we just need to focus on getting treatment to people instead. While it may be nice to find this root cause, doing nothing in the meantime and trying to solve this problem in debates online and stuff doesn't actually help us overall, and it will simply prolong the problem, and that isn't a solution either. Blum mentioned in her TED Talk that Europe has started to implement changes, but there is still yet a lot to be done. And I wish the same could be said for America, but I think there needs to be a lot more done in the U.S. And that even starts with just healthcare. It may not even necessarily be just for mental health, but also for our physical health. And I think a lot of it can start just culturally from the ground up with ourselves, whether it be taking your friend more seriously if they try to be vulnerable, or even being more vulnerable yourself, just as a group, as within your friends, just with other people, just making that more common, not something that you need to hide about yourself. I think that's where we can really make a difference. When Blum talked about how the intolerance was real, how the stigma was real, that the shame was real, it was like, all this is so real, yet where is the treatment for it? And I do hope in the long run that each of us can treat the mental health problem just as legitimately as we treat our physical problems. For as we've seen from her story, and I'm sure many of us all know from friends and family, that they can be just as debilitating.